Shapiro also.
Ben Shapiro's unique, I think, because he is a spectacle. Because like I've never met somebody who could just who walks into getting owned, like who just like he'll just start talking about pussies aren't supposed to be wet. Then he'll go on the BBC and get embarrassed.
Well, this is what I noticed about Ben Shapiro is
really
he
does
started
sound
like
values.
he's a dude. I guess he just memorizes all the facts. So
Wow.
he's win every debate. He has some sort of like debate club autism where he just wins all the time.
I think
So
he memorizes his feelings.
But I think when he started getting into the like pop culture world, like his name started floating around in rappers, he started to take on a persona of like kind of being a snarky, smug, you know.
Yeah, and then he leaned all the way in.
So it's again like Ben Shapiro like is like me, and that it's probably real, but like then he characterizes it for show.
But half of his fame comes from people making fun of him.
What?
Half of his fame comes from people making fun of him. Okay, we'll play the
exactly.
We'll play this clip. What?
I have a more important
Yeah,
question
like
for
the wet
Mike.
ass pussy.
Hey,
You guys ever hear Ben Shapiro do
The what ass P word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has more views and more retweets and more TikTok videos than the actual song.
I believe it.
That's what I mean.
I mean, with the P word, it is catchy. But I have a question. Have you seen Ben Shapiro's sister? Now, that is something to tell your parents about. That girl is gorgeous.
Yeah, what do you think about his sister?
She's making her rounds around the internet. If you haven't seen her, you'll see her soon.
You've seen her, right?
Yeah, I know what people are talking about.
I showed my roommate, and he was like, "Oh my god, I've seen that girl. That's Ben Shapiro's sister." Like, he had seen her before, but
Then
not.
he pointed at her bosom and he went, "Who's that?"
Yeah, who are they?
Is that where she keeps her children?
Who are the twins? All right, but yeah, here's Ben making a pretty terrible comparison.
On Ukraine. Then he got into the bad part of his speech. Okay, that was the best part of his speech. Then he got into the bad part.
Can you
So
hear
he
it?
started talking about the pandemic. And this is where the lies begin. Because when you're the president of the United States, and you've had the worst 14 months of any president of the United States ever. I mean, Abraham Lincoln had a full-scale insurrection on his hands in the beginning of his administration. That wasn't caused by Abraham Lincoln. Everything bad that has happened over the last 14 months is a completely self-inflicted wound. Joe Biden is the Kurt Cobain of politics. He put a shotgun in the mouth of the American body politic and then pulled the trigger. And the brains are on the wall. Okay, the president of the United States is really, really bad at this. And because he is so bad at this, he has to just lie to you. He has to explain to you, actually, everything is fine. Everything is perfectly good.
Okay, so I think that's a really bad metaphor. I think in that scenario, in that scenario, Joe Biden would be the Courtney Love.
I think I'm Ben Shapiro. Like what I said just is coming to life because I've said this about him. Is he that is a fucking psychotic statement, but he hit all the beats in terms of saying Abraham Lincoln, insurrection, doing this, the Kurt Cobain.
He said bloodthirsty at one point. Yeah,
it's like he's selling it so hard. It's like kind of fascinating because only like he's either someone who is in an echo chamber.
Oh, he definitely is.
Or he's a better comic than anyone in the world.
Well, dude, if you or I did a Kurt Cobain joke and it got like 100 views. I'll see this one.
No, but for Ben Shapiro to like say that statement and deliver it like he meant it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But that's the thing in this new generation of like the internet with like a Candace Owens. It's like how much of it is just for show.
Oh, the Candace Owens thing is fake. Because she sued somebody for discrimination like before she became.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, she was like a Democrat.
To me, but that it's almost like the liberals have like Daily Show with Trevor Noah. He is nothing but an unfunny, goes for the clapter propagandaist.
Yeah, he's boring though.
Yeah.
But that's his thing. So like Ben Shapiro was just conservative news, but he realized he wanted this sort of comedic persona to it. So now he's using over exaggerated metaphors, but they aren't landing unless he is purposely trying to sound out of touch.
Yeah, well,
I guess that makes sense.
he's kind of a square though. Him trying to be edgy just comes across as wrong.
It's like
No, but that's the thing. It's like that's what makes it work. Because if I said that, like, you know, like Joe Biden is Kurt Cobain in this fucking country, people would be like, eh. But like for him to be, it's like if he's aware that he is that square person and he makes that it, like his crowds are going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what made wet ass P word work.
Exactly, is him just, but it's almost like I just watch his body tics and his body language, and I feel like he might not have the awareness as to why he's seen, like why it's funny.
Yeah.
But
somebody in his
definitely gets it.
Yeah, well, somebody in Ben Shapiro's organization knows.
Yeah, he's got to be paying somebody that knows.
Yeah, hey, do this.
Like this is what
say this.
This is what works the best.
If I wrote for him, that I would probably have him say something that's stupid.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
If
Solid
I wrote
points.
for Ben Shapiro, that's because that's the thing about
Imagine
what I
that
do.
reading
It's like
packet.
the sort of
Or
that
writing
intellectual dark web of people. Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Eric Weinstein, and Dave Rubin. They're just like philosophy professors and physics professors, and like Ben Shapiro is I forget what his credentials.
He's a law
were.
school.
But they want that stand-up comedy aura, so it's like they're trying to do it, but they can't. They know they can't jump all the way in, so they'll make these little efforts here and there, and it doesn't work because of the vibe they created for this. Just like me, just like when I try to be funny, it doesn't work because I've already created myself, unfortunately, on the Real Ass Podcast as someone who is purposely unfunny. So I'm just reflecting myself in Ben Shapiro right now.
Well, yeah, triggering the libs. You know what though? Vincent Gallo was in the Ben Shapiro movie that just came out. So Ben Shapiro made some movie.
Is it a biography, a biopic about Ben Shapiro?
No, he has a film production company.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
like
and
Oprah.
Vincent Gallo is in his new movie, and that sounds like a Vincent Gallo.
Who is Vincent
Okay.
Gallo?
You seen Buffalo
You're hearing it
66?
first.
I think so.
You're hearing the breaking news first. I messaged the documentary to Ben Shapiro's network. I did. I messaged his publicist. I messaged his media manager. I wrote out this long-ass professional email because like I said, I feel like he's going for the stand-up comedy thing.
Was this a comedy documentary you made?
Yeah.
It's the only thing that is a saving grace. I did a comedy documentary in 2018 with my company, 14 Black Productions, filmed by Lizzie DeRosa, who's also a female comic. It didn't get put out till 2021, and it may be the only thing I've did that was genuinely funny.
Hey, is that the one where you went after Judd Apatow?
No, I probably could have done that differently. But
I don't like that guy either.
Ben Shapiro it's like he realized that people only see him half the people think he's a real conservative, the other half see him as a character. So he's trying to like hit this stand-up comedy thing or try to be this like snarky guy that gets laughs. And if Ben Shapiro signed me tomorrow, if I get his oil company money that's paying him to say the propaganda shit, like, because they need good movies, and the documentary
They probably do. I think the first one was like Die Hard in a high school.
Shooting movie, the school shooting movie.
Yeah, and then this one is, I don't know what it is, but it's some movie that got
about
rejected.
A woman with her faith. It's something about overcoming drug addiction through faith in God.
Well, I don't think
it's
a
like
movie is.
Hallmark movie type shit.
I know it was rejected by a studio, and it was in, and then he bought it.
Oh,
So it was almost
wasn't-
made with like a real filmmaker and stuff.
Okay, it wasn't written and directed by Ben
No.
Shapiro. Damn.
But this is the thing, and it's like conservative people are the only shot I have. Liberals have become too identity politics and hate me. So I would maybe have to simp towards the conservatives, but I feel like in the Ben Shapiro movies, they're doing it exactly what, like, if you turn on a 2022 Netflix movie, how manufactured their agenda is. I feel like that's what's going on in Ben Shapiro's movie. I wanted to watch the school shooting movie just for laughs to see how, like, hacky it would be, but
I hear they're actually not that hacky.
really?
They're like, well, yeah, I mean, they're not like those Kevin Sorbo movies, like God is Not Dead and stuff. They're like a step above those. Like he has real production values apparently. So I haven't seen him.
He's a smart guy. It's just, to me, it just doesn't, or maybe it just, because he is like the Daily Wire, conservative, truth, don't, like, it just, maybe I'm perceiving it through a lens of just like, this is a movie, but it's just conservative propaganda.
Well, they're
like
not good at art. They're not very creative people, generally speaking.
And that's what it is they want to be a part of stand-up comedy. You're right. But both political parties, like a liberal activist is not, a liberal political candidate is not creative at all.
Yeah, I think woke and conservative have the same problem where they sort of hold themselves back. They don't allow themselves to think certain things. Or
like, Ben Shapiro needs a sex tape, or he knows.
Well, his sister does. That's for sure.
No, if we found out like Ben Shapiro like got a DUI, like that's why people love Mel Gibson. His movies are great, but it's like because we can see him as a real person who fucking gets drunk, crashes a car, and starts fighting with people.
You ever watch Lethal Weapon 2, though? Where he was all about fighting apartheid and stuff?
But you get what I'm saying?
Diplomatic immunity.
Ben Shapiro needs, but again, the problem with any kind of politics is you have to make yourself look inhumanly perfect. You wear a suit and tie, you say the right thing all the time, and you're just this political newscaster. It's just so fake from how because people make mistakes, people fuck up, people, you know what I mean? Like,
especially
people lash
comedy.
out, people feel ways about things than they're wrong, and it just seems very inhuman.
Yeah, and comedy's all about being human. Ugh. Cool. Well, that was an insightful take. I was just gonna make fun of his sister's boobs.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, dude. We've done that plenty.
Yeah, we've done too much, maybe.
I want to live in them. I want to create my own village.
Of just Ben Shapiro's
between
sisters.
her breasts. Yeah, between her breasts, I want to create a village.
When Kenny had the cat's piss in his eyes in that South Park episode, and he's going to the land of tits.
Don't do it, dude. You'll fucking ruin whatever life that you hope to have.
Don't start cheesing.
That was a fucking perfect metaphor. Kenny used it as to, if I were human, I would say I do very similar things out of fear of having multiple girlfriends again. But I'm trying to be a politics. So if I say like, oh man, I sniffed nitrous inhalants and choked myself while masturbating because I have 4 hoes that are texting me and I'm trying to stay faithful to a girlfriend, like that sounds fucked up. But it's like you never make it in the Ben Shapiro world. So I have to say, oh guys, I was just playing a character.
It's also just dangerous, bro. That's taking a lot of celebrities.
Hey, dude, I gotta be honest with you. People have been doing characters in comedy forever. Is it just not a character you're comfortable with?
It's just like, I don't know. What's real and fake is just blurred.
Well, I play a Russian. Trafficker, human trafficker / open mic comic sometimes. And when I get off stage, people think it's real. They think I'm really Russian. But I'm the furthest from that, man.
You know what? Here's what I like. I know that's a stand-up comedy bit.
Yeah.
And I liked it because I like somewhere in it, because late night talk shows would, like, Conan would say something and they would get comics to run their bit, and somewhere in the fucking Too Cool for School radio crowd, they thought that to be hacky. They said, you never fucking do your bits on podcasts and act like they're real conversations. Like, you know, that the Comedy Cellar table, those people tried to make it uncool to run your bits, and I think it's fucking great.
I never listen to rules. I mean, I don't make those determinations when I'm writing something. I don't even care if I sound hacky. If it works, I like it, you know.
That's how I was, and it's just to me, I'm taking it as a social experiment of, like, if I'm being authentic and people think it's a character, but then I pretend I'm a character and people think it's real, it's like there's something to say about human psychology in this, and also I'm working through my fucking identity trauma shit. So it's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It really is it's metaphorically the cat piss is, are you this comic guy who did the newspaper, or are you in Ben Shapiro Tittyland? Like, Ben Shapiro Tittyland village, or it was a village. I mean, Ben Shapiro's sister's titties, like, that's the reality, and this is your character. You're really just in Ben Shapiro's sister's titties all the time, and when you go to sleep, you dream you're this person in this weird world where you're a comic that does a Russian character.
Mm-hmm.